So it's 11:48 a.m. Saturday, 8th August 2020. I've been having problems going to sleep. But I ate some food in the morning and drank a cup of coffee. This might be a very funny video, or it could be a serious video. I'm gonna title this Hail Satan, Hail Satan. So I've been thinking, like, why don't I just follow Satan? Like, I've been trying so hard to follow Jesus, do the right thing, be a good person. And then I'm like, why don't I just follow the devil? Why don't I just... Why am I trying so hard? Why don't I just take the easy road and just follow Satan? So what does that mean, to follow Satan? First of all, who is Satan? What is his nature? What is he like? I was thinking to myself now, Satan is a very selfish person. So Satan, if Satan is my master, that doesn't mean Satan likes me. You see, Satan doesn't like... I don't think Satan likes anyone. Satan doesn't love anyone. Satan is very selfish. He only cares about himself. He's envious. He's envious of me. He's envious of everybody. And he takes enormous pleasure and satisfaction in taking people away from God. So Satan is not like a... So when I say I'm going to follow Satan, it's not like Satan's gonna like me. You know, Satan is not a... Satan is an angel. He's a spiritual person. You know how Satan does not have anything redemptive about him. You know, human beings, we might have something. Even the most evil human being who ever lived will have a shred of goodness in them. I don't think Satan has any of that. Satan cannot be saved. Satan is like a human being can be saved. Human being can, even the most evil one has the capacity to be redeemed and go down, has the possibility of spending, spending life with God, goodness. But Satan cannot be redeemed. He's fallen, and according to the Bible, he will, when Jesus Christ comes at the second coming, he will destroy Satan. And what that means is Satan will be annihilated. He will spiritually die. It means he will be no more. And everyone who, all his minions and those human beings who are not saved will also be spiritually annihilated. The second death for human beings. And that will be... So when I say hail Satan, or why don't I follow Satan, I'm not like being naive. I'm not saying, oh look, now I can do whatever I want, yay, I don't have to follow those stupid rules. No, following Satan means you're alone. you're ultimately alone. Satan doesn't have any friends. Satan doesn't love anyone, and no one. Well, you can love Satan, but Satan's never gonna love you. So, um, yeah, I don't know if you can really love Satan because, anyway. So the point is like, why would anyone want to follow Satan if Satan doesn't care about you? I think a lot of people have this naive view of Satan, and they think like, oh, if I follow Satan, that means I can do whatever I want and all of this stuff. But if you really think about it, following Satan is is like I said, there's nothing good. So why would anyone want to follow Satan? I guess the reason, because it's like you only have two options, right? So either you follow God or you end up where, even if you don't follow Satan, you end up where he ends up, Um, if you're not with God, you end up with Satan and you will be annihilated with Satan. You will go to hell, and I guess when you die, you go to hell, and when Jesus comes, you will be annihilated. Um, so it's like, I guess for me, the only reason I would follow Satan, or it's because following God is too difficult. You know, what does it say? Jesus says, "I am the way, the life. My path is like a narrow. Very few will walk through that, but the other road is very wide, and many will go through that wide road which leads to hell." And so, yes, I guess another dark side of following Satan is, I feel like I've become quite selfish. Like, I really don't care about anyone. I really don't. I don't care about anyone. I'm very selfish. And it's almost like I have acquired the nature of Satan. But maybe I have some redemptive, because I'm human, I still have some capacity to do good. As long as I'm alive, I will still have, I cannot be completely evil because I'm still a human being. But I feel like my nature has shifted away from God and towards evil, or towards the nature of Satan, being very selfish, not really caring about people, being very envious, uh, unforgiving, uh, rebellious, not believing in God. I think I heard that one of the biggest sins is unbelief, and I feel like I'm very rebellious. I just don't feel like I'm always fighting belief in God, like, so I feel like I've acquired, or I'm almost like my nature is becoming more like Satan. So I feel like why do I want to fight that? Why don't I just let it go, and why don't I embrace the devil? Why don't I become more and more like Satan? And yes, there will always be something good about me because I'm still human. But, you know, I feel like anything that's good in me is like very little, and I feel like it's easier to become more evil or to become like more selfish, more envious, more unforgiving, more like more lacking belief in God. It's like I feel like you know, it's easier to become more selfish than it is to be uh, more caring about other people. I feel like it's easier to be selfish than it is to care about other people. I feel, and you know, I feel kind of guilty saying that. I feel like I should care about other people. Maybe that's just guilt. I don't know what that is, but yeah, I feel guilty saying that. But you know, I'm just like I'm saying, there is no middle ground. Like, I feel like I've spent so much time on the fence, like, you know, not really going to God or but not really going to the devil. But there is no on the fence. Because when Jesus comes, it's either you are with God or you're not with God. And if you're on the fence, you're gonna be, yeah, you're gonna be with the Satan crowd. And you're gonna a lot of people are gonna be there. Very few are gonna be with God, but a lot of people are going to be with Satan, and they're going to be annihilated. God, Jesus is going to annihilate Satan and all who are with him. He's going to annihilate Satan. He's going to annihilate all the angels who followed Satan when he fell from heaven, and he's going to annihilate all the human beings who God did not save. I don't know. According to Calvinism, God chose certain people to save, and other people, maybe because we were rebellious or something, I don't know. Maybe because we didn't pray to God to be saved, or I don't know. You can't understand God's will. He chose not to save some human beings, and those human beings will be annihilated. You know, annihilation is the spiritual death. It's like, yeah. Maybe, I don't know. Is that really that bad? I mean, I'm laughing at it, but maybe hell is really bad. Maybe before you get annihilated, you spend time in hell, and that might be, I don't know. The Bible says hell is very, it's the, it's the outer darkness where there is gnashing of teeth and lots of weeping. The outer darkness is where God's love doesn't exist. I feel like God's love is still over the earth, which is why there are good things in the earth, even though there's a lot of evil. God hasn't completely forsaken the earth, so there is some good in it. But in hell, God doesn't, you know, God's presence is not there, so there will be no love. There will be, you know, when God who is good is not there, there's nothing good in hell. So when there's no good in hell, it's like I don't even know what that should feel like. So yeah, so I'm just thinking like, why am I trying so hard to be good? Why don't I just embrace evil? And when I talk about evil, I'm not talking about some naive idea that, oh, I can do whatever I want and I follow the rules. No, evil means you're selfish, you don't care about anyone, you are envious, covetous, you know, all those characteristics. You know, you hold grudges, you're angry, uh, you're impatient, you're unkind, you're quarrelsome. So that's evil. It's like a lot of people are like that, and you know, if you think about it as well, a lot of people have these various traits, um, but and they don't consciously, I guess, embrace it. You know, they just sort of like, oh yeah, I'm a little bit selfish, but yeah, do you really know where that comes from? I mean, so anyway, I mean, if the Bible is true, uh, yes, and I feel like the spiritual, I feel like I feel like the spiritual dimension exists, and you know, I feel like I'm going to hell. If I'm going to be very honest, I feel like I'm going to hell. I feel like I'm going to hell, and I might as well embrace it. And you know, yeah, there's always going to be a little bit of good in me, but I feel like my nature is becoming more like Satan, more selfish, more envious, more unforgiving. So, hail Satan. It's not really like something to be like. I'm not. I don't. I don't call. I don't think being. I think when I think about a Satanist, they think about rituals and all of this. Yeah, it's actually much more. It's not really that kind of thing. It's not. It's not a cosplay. It's not a costume. Being evil is much more. Uh, Down to earth. It's a lot of people are selfish. They don't consider that to be evil, but I guess that it is kind of that's what it is. And not only is being selfish, but not really, all of those other traits: envy, covetousness, greed. And when you kind of like when you're conscious about evil and you embrace it, that's when it's like you're the opposite of someone who embraces God. You know? Yeah. So is it hail Satan? Yeah.